All right, welcome back. So, some news of the day here in between the first and second period of the Pittsburgh Islanders and Toronto Vancouver games. Um, and there's been some scoring in those ones at a level that we didn't see in the early games today. But we'll see if that keeps up because Arizona and St. Louis both scored on their first shot today and then it just stopped. So we'll see. But making news today, not a lot of big news. But one thing that's interesting is Khudobin. Khudobin is a scratch tomorrow, and apparently he broke one of Rick Bowness's rules. Bowness saying he doesn't have a lot of rules. I'm guessing it's practice related. So there's a rule that was broken by Khudobin, and we'll see what it was. Now, I'm going to say straight out, it can't be a protocol rule because if it was something to do with safety protocols, it'd be the National Hockey League jumping in, not the coach. So, or maybe the coach is getting ahead of it and the NHL jumps in later. But something's happened with Khudobin, and therefore Ottinger has the net tomorrow. And when asked about, well, what about after that? He's basically saying it's a day-to-day thing. We'll see what happens. So apparently Rick Bowness falling out with Khudobin over some matter that we'll see what it is. Sean Couturier may return tomorrow. Sorry, that got wiped off. I've been picking up boards and dropping boards and getting ready to do this video while I've got another board behind us that is the 4 games from tonight. There's 13 games next Saturday if we don't have any cancellations or postponements. 13. Got 4 today. 4 tonight, 2 this morning. So Couturier may return tomorrow for the Flyers. That'd be a huge addition for them. You can tell they haven't had him the last few games, and so we'll see what that does for their lineup. Derek Ryan suffered a fractured finger in Thursday's game, so he's out for the Calgary Flames for now. We don't have a timeline of a return that I've seen yet. Zach Werenski was listed as not playing tomorrow, and then the Columbus Blue Jackets announced he's out 1 to 2 weeks. So he's on the injured reserve for 1 to 2 weeks for Columbus. So for Seth Jones, now's the time to step up and, do more. But for a guy like Dean Kukan, he's going to get more ice time. This is going to show where the depth on this blue line really is. And we'll see how Columbus comes out on the other side. Because honestly, Werenski's fantastic. So I'm not going to say anything bad about Werenski. The guy's fantastic. Interesting news that came out this morning that Troy Grosenick, who was put on waivers by the Oilers, he's been reclaimed by the LA Kings. So remember, for the Oilers, Mike Smith's supposed to be back in roughly a week's time, maybe less. So Grosenick goes back to the LA Kings, probably ends up on the taxi squad. And there are some questions being asked about whether or not you should have to put a goaltender on waivers for the taxi squad, especially if that's your number 3. And the NHL saying you have to have 3 goaltenders, but they didn't want to add to the salary cap. It's kind of a mess. It's just for this season, but it does mean that goaltenders are probably going to change hands a lot this year. And so, yeah, for Grosenick, he waits to join the Oilers, and the Oilers go, actually, we're waiving you, and now he's back to LA. So, I feel bad for the guy, to be honest. But at least he's making his NHL level salary while this is going on. So he's not like he's cleared waivers and he's making his AHL level salary. He's making his NHL level salary the whole way through. The NHL rescheduled a bunch of games this morning. I'm not putting them all on the board because that's ridiculous, and we don't know how many of those are going to be rescheduled later. But the total number of games rescheduled is 27. So 27 games rescheduled. Like I said, I've got 13 games next Saturday. There are some teams that are going to be playing basically every other day from here on forward. Once they come out of this break they're having due to the COVID protocols, they'll basically be playing every other day until the end of the season. And it is going to be crazy, and everybody's schedule is going to be kind of a mess. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But there's 27 different games rescheduled. It's all on the NHL website. And like I said, I'm not putting them all up here because we don't know. I mean, especially the ones that rescheduled into April. We'll see. We'll see what happens in April. But I will say aesthetically, it looks kind of nice to see no glass behind the bench. I think that's been kind of fun to see in these games over the last couple of days. And so, yeah. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. I do expect there to be some news from the Elliot Friedman side of things before tonight's out, but I'll probably just do a video in the morning about that. And then anything that takes place tonight, injury-wise, that needs to be reported tomorrow. There's a game very early tomorrow, so I will be doing the preview tonight for tomorrow's games, of course, and the power rankings after the games are done tonight. But because there's only 4 games, the review video won't take that long. And so, yeah, We'll see what happens. All right. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It means a lot. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, like I said, and I will talk to you guys again soon.